I was totally amazed that an illegal substance that to me was garbage was helping me medically.
I was bedbound for about 5 years. I couldn't hold a job. I had to quit school.
I was near death. I believe that medical marijuana saved my life.
I see it as a kind of wonder drug of our time.
What this really is the marijuana legalization lobby
If it is a
taking
medicine,
advantage.
how come it is not regulated through medical fields?
Never in my career did I find a chemical so ill-qualified to be defined as a pharmaceutical.
I think the biggest problem is that you're talking about a highly impure substance. You get all this stuff that's floating around in marijuana. 488 substances, 66 cannabinoids.
If you find a positive effect, then that justifies
I think the political
drilling down controversies have harmed the research side.
You would think that our policies in this country should be driven by science, but I think for the most part they're not.
Hemp has had a long and somewhat tedious history. Its use dates back to about 3000 BC. Cultivation of hemp has been recorded in every great civilization from the Egyptians to the Japanese. Over the years, it has been used for everything from clothing to biofuel. It was not until the mid-20th century that hemp, or cannabis as it is more commonly known, started to come under scrutiny by the government. When Prohibition ended, the government needed to do something with the agencies which policed it. The timber industry aggressively lobbied Congress for control of the textile industry and was able to secure the demise of legal cannabis in America. Smear campaigns were run throughout the country to instill fear about the plant. Hemp was given a more menacing name, marijuana. For years, many people who knew of the positive benefits of cannabis were denied in their attempts to persuade the public's thought. Throughout the 1980s and 90s, however, new studies began to shed light on this miracle herb. These studies revealed that cannabis is not only less harmful than alcohol and cigarettes, but that it also has anti-cancer and anti-nausea properties. This research, along with testimonies of the benefits from medicinal users, has forced the government to take notice. Many people have argued that marijuana has no business being on the Schedule I drug list along with cocaine and heroin. And although the government has acknowledged some of the positive effects of cannabis, it refuses to decriminalize it for several reasons. First, hemp is a plant that occurs naturally and can be grown by almost anyone. This means that it is much harder for the government to control than alcohol. And second, the timber industry still continues to lobby Congress members to keep hemp illegal so that they can control paper and textile production. Because of this, the states have begun to take action and are now decriminalizing cannabis for medical use. In this past election, cannabis was legalized in Colorado and Washington for recreational use as well. Those who use cannabis in this way, however, are usually referred to as stoners. This stereotype is harmful because it labels users as lazy, apathetic, and ignorant. Take, for example, this anti-drug ad. As you can see, this ad not only portrays the smoker as lazy, but it also attempts to make cannabis smokers feel guilty. Although anti-drug advertising is important, there has been a decline in anti-marijuana ads due to the increasing public support for legalization. For the stigma surrounding cannabis smokers to dissipate, the general public must accept it and allow it to be legalized. In one survey, only over 42% of Americans have smoked cannabis, and although most have enjoyed the experience, many must give it up for fear of losing a job or because of ridicule from peers. If cannabis were decriminalized across the U.S., we would see less drug-related crime, fewer criminal prosecutions, and an increase in revenue for the government. The time is now to legalize it.